Okay, so I think everyone is here. That will be here anyway. And so right now I'll be trying to write a scientific text processing tool that will allow me to publish my own stuff. And this is just a short introduction of why I need this tool. For example, let's see, and while you write any kind of scientific paper, you are met with a couple of challenges, and first of those challenges is that you need to choose what kind of tools you will use for writing, right? You can use MS Word, which is extremely unreliable in my opinion, and is just a tool that doesn't allow you to have full control over your content, and is created more for editors and not really for someone writing just the body of the text, which is not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be, in my opinion, a raw text writing, and the merit of the text should speak for itself, and not really the form in which it's finally produced at the end. And for that need, most of people use Latex. Recently there is a move, there is some people that are attempting to use Pandoc and translate from Markdown, which you can see on the left. It's just a, pretty simple way of writing stuff, but most of the publishers include Latex templates, which are a little, which only allow you to produce one PDF that looks a certain way, that is hard-coded within the style file. So just think of it as HTML has the CSS, the custom style sheet, format and files that are attached that command the style of the whole document. The same goes for Latex. If you have some style files which are hard-coded and they have some custom commands, possibly it's hard to use them to generate a generic, more plain-looking preprint that could be posted somewhere else. And for that need, Pandoc is perfect, but when using Pandoc, there is some possible bugs with translating. Like here I have a lot of citations. It's hard to translate them into a correct PDF, and Pandoc fails at that, and multiple filters that are used in Pandoc fail. So I thought, okay, why does this need to be that hard? Let's create a tool that will help us to do this. So first of all, the problem is pretty well defined. We need to be able to write some content, and this content will be later translated into Markdown and Latex formats, and we only need to care about the body of the text, because the rest we can skip, because it's either the loading the packages from Latex, or it's just defining the title. It's small enough that you can do it manually, or just by hand, or pasting in the abstract. You can do that yourself. You don't need to have the tool ready for that special need. Maybe in the future I'll try and implement that. So let's say that we want to write some scientific information. Most of the time we'll have a data structure. I don't know how to write that correctly, so I will just this kind of weird symbol. We need to know what will be the title of the section. So let's say section title. It's important because most of the time we'll have sections, right, within our document, and it's just required to have a section title. This will be a string information. Then we'll have the section level, let's say, because we can have sections and subsections. So section level, and that would be integer information. Then we can have the body of the text, so let's say text body. This will be string information. And then we can have all of the citations in a list. So let's define that. List of citations, which will be list of string information. And why this type of structure? Why something like that? Because most of the time when you write a scientific paper, you have, like, for example, introduction. Right, here you have a body of text, and at the end you have just, you know, a dot, and here you have citations, right? Depending on the model of citing you use, but that's the most commonly used, and that's the one I'm using currently here. So you just need to know what is the section title, what is the level of the section. If this is a section and it's supposed to be, for example, section 1, or possibly 1.1, so depending on the level, we should be able to create nice looking stuff. And then we have the body of the text, and then we have the citations, right? So this is enough of a introduction, I feel like. The problem is simple on the outside. Later on we might have some problems, but I already defined the project with a license, and it's public on GitHub, so you can follow along with the development of this project, or maybe even try and dabble in the code yourself a little bit. I have used the GPL, GNU GPL, General Public License, for that. And most of all, we are required to possibly later on support the different, all of the different input types, because if we are creating the LaTeX file from JSON, why not creating a Markdown file from JSON or Markdown from LaTeX? And this is because I would need to create custom parsers for that. So here's the project, here's the main function. We'll have input file, output file. We will open the input file and pass the information into the processing pipeline. The processing pipeline will be handling all of our important stuff, which will be basically parsing JSON or parsing Markdown on LaTeX, which those two won't be supported at the start, for sure. And later on we'll be outputting to a given supported file type, which for me is mostly going to be right now LaTeX and Markdown, because those are simple enough to write. I think JSON, it could be, it's just then we have input of JSON and then we spit out the JSON, so I don't think that's how it's supposed to be right now. But apart from that, we need to be able to parse the JSON, which is basically using the JSON load function. And then we have a lot of those which are not defined yet, but I drafted them yesterday for the specific need of writing this tool, so that I can finish finally one of my scientific papers. And just bear with me here, and we'll be writing the function which will be preparing the LaTeX string from the processed information, or the process string, or the process object, which basically here we have pass JSON, it will be fairly easy. So let's say JSON object instead of this, or let's just go and keep this as it was, just because I'm using the process string. I'll be using those here. Yeah, so here we will enter the process string. Same goes for this, but it's not supported yet, so we shouldn't care about that a lot. Okay, so I am defining just some information. So result string will be empty at the start, and we'll be adding to that. We'll be building a string. I don't know if I can do this like an f-string way. And for that need, we should be using the section information that we have. And readme specifies the JSON schema with the section level, section name, paragraph body, and all of the other stuff. So then, if line, or yeah, rather paragraph object, and then we need to check what is the level of our heading. So if paragraph object and then we have equals 1, then we have a simple job, which is just like so, section, and here we will be using, okay, this is a little problematic. F-string won't cut it because the Latex keywords or Latex specification requires us to use these symbols, and those will fail while we use f-strings. Let's go. Paragraph object of section title, right? Needs to be entered to. Let's get the section level in a variable form. This equals to paragraph object of section level, and we can use this straight away here instead of calling to that direct. Equals to paragraph object of section title. What is important is that we are supposed to check if those keys exist, because if they do not exist, it will result in key errors. So let's go and if section level in paragraph object, then we can do that, and we can make them, we can initialize them and save them to a variable. Section title in paragraph object, then we can make this one happen. The same goes for all of the rest of the schema. So paragraph body and citations. If paragraph body in paragraph object, then we can go equals to paragraph object of paragraph body. And this could be a class which handles all of that, but for the current needs, I will write it in functions, and then maybe I will refactor this into classes and make the development, make it look nicer and so on. But for now, I would just want to have the bare minimum working functionality of this program ready, and after that I will be improving upon the structure of the code and so on. And what is key now, I think, is that we need to check one more key. So, if citations exist within the paragraph object, then we can move object and get the citations. And right now I need to verify if I am doing this correctly. So let's see, and let's write check if key exists in dictionary Python, because I am not sure if I remembered it correctly. And this could yes, if key in the dictionary. Okay, nice. Simple enough, at least in Python. In other languages, I don't know if it's that easy to verify, to check. It should be, I think, but that might not be the case. And we have everything set in here. So we already have the section. Then after the section, we are supposed to have a new line. Could I format this a little different? Can I format this like that? Possibly. It will look a little better. Okay, so section, then we have a new line. After the new line we have... I would like to have another new line. And then I would like to have another information. So section title, then section body or paragraph body. Then we'll have citations, right? The citations need to be formatted beforehand to another string. So let's create a function for that. Def format Latex citations, and in citation list this will output a string, and this will be just a list. I don't know if this is the correct typing. I'm using Python 3.7, and I don't think I'm supposed like to go and from typing import this, right? Then I could use it. I can try. I can use it at least where I know the types. I should be using them, or using a different language for that. For this tool would be probably even better, but I'm trying to write it in Python for now. Okay, so what is the next step? We need to verify how to exactly do that. Okay, so this is something I can use, the template string, right? It will be even better. So we can have a input string, and we can have a template string, which is a string, and then we can just straight up do import from template, from string import template, and when I have this, I can use this class to initialize the template. I think the template can be and then while iterating I can go and just go template, substitute right? Just as dated, substitute and just get section title for section title, then paragraph body for paragraph body, and then citation string for citation string, right? Okay, so template substitute should allow me to easily format all of the strings that I have. But this needs to be in here because the citation string needs to output this information. And let's just now define this templates. Processing pipeline, and let's go and get a new file, which will be string. I think we had one too much symbol there. Okay, so right now we can just substitute template string equals to section template. Like so. And I would also like to always call it by all the functions with the keywords. So if a keyword changes, it breaks because, well, it's just important for me here is that I want to define and initialize variables before I attempt to make them, like assign them with the paragraph object information. So this is kind of important because if the JSON will be structured incorrectly, I want to be able to still handle this somehow. So that's just my way of doing things right now. I don't know if it's good enough, but we'll have to do. The paragraph body will be equal to this as well, and potentially citations, which they will be a list and they will be an empty list. And this can be a helper. Helper information. So technically this could be done within the pass JSON. So let's do it there. Maybe, or maybe not. It's important. Yeah, this could be in pass JSON, to be honest. So let's go with section level, section title, paragraph body, and citations. Let's just return them. So this will be a tuple. Oh no, this is incorrect. This is incorrect here. And why is this incorrect? It's incorrect because I don't yet iterate here over the JSON, but I can iterate. But then I can just create a JSON contents and perform this. And at the end, just append this to a parsed content list. Parsed content list append, and I'll be appending a tuple of exactly this information, which is specified here. And then return parse content list. Okay, so I'm back. And I have defined a string template that should be sufficient enough for my needs as it is, right? And so what I am missing currently is to try and maybe test it somehow, right? And in order to do that, let's see what can I do. So let's not test the different section levels for sure. And here, let's verify what does it do. So then template. Okay. So I'm just returning a string from this template, which is supposed to substitute all of the important information that I would like to happen. But for the format Latex citations, what I need to do is do it in a way like so, like for citation in citation list, I need to create a citation string, which at the start will be like so, and then I need to do it's in a way like so. So let's see, citation string plus equals citation. Plus Latex citations. Okay, so Latex citations will require need to do this, add citation, and then for Latex it's like so. Yeah, and then okay, so let's define a sample Json file that we can use for testing. So we need some content information, which will be a list of objects, section name, section level, section name, test section name here. Then we have section level, and this will be section level 1, I think, yeah. Then we'll have the paragraph body, which will be, this is a sample paragraph body text with some random citations. And then we'll have the citations, which will be a list of strings, which is like, for example, like this, and to be like this, and like this. Yeah, this is supposed to create a string from those citations and a citation list. Here we need to provide a template, which we do. Here we pass the JSON, correct, and content list is created. Let's go process JSON, and instead of rename this information to input object, and let's delete the type information because I am not sure what is the type of that at this moment. Okay, what we can do is I can create the, call these functions with the keyword arguments here, so that later on this will just look better, maybe be a little more readable. And apart from that, what needs to happen is that we are passing the JSON. So we are, let's go from the main. Okay, so I specify an input file and output file. It's read here, then it's opened. The input file is opened. The processing pipeline happens, right? And the processing pipeline needs this, and this. That's correct. And within the processing pipeline, I need to pass the input file, which is read, one level above, and I don't need to specify the output file path in here at all. It just needs to handle the input file, and I believe we can also call this by a keyword argument. This is not supported, to be honest, so I don't care about that. What I care about is that delete this, handling input, different input file types. So I'm handling different input file types, and I'm handling different output file types. Bam, right? And what I care about is, okay, we pass the JSON, and we create a list of parsed content, right? Which contains tuples. And then this processed JSON is entered here. Yes. And here the processing should be like input object for sure. Input object, and this will not be a paragraph object. This will be a tuple, and it unravels to section level. Or rather, I could do it the other way around and enter the section title first and then level. So section title, section level, and then paragraph body, and then citation string, right? And then citations, just citations. Citation list. And yeah, so section title is used, section level is used, paragraph body, yes, it is indeed used, this is not required, and citation list is used in order to create a citation string. Then we substitute this and we return a latex string. So technically, I would say that I am able to start testing the code if it works. And what is the most relevant part here is that I output a string from the prepare latex string. Yes, and this string needs to be saved to output, which is not yet defined. So with and here we'll just say out file path and write as output file, and then output file write, or how is it? How to write to output file. How to write to file Python. Yeah, I don't know this by heart, so it's open, and then I need to call write on this and provide the content. Right, I don't know why it's not with open, that's why it doesn't work. That's why I don't have the type hints, right? Right. Yeah, and then I write the string to save. Bam. And the file is closed automatically. And that's all, right? I haven't defined any kind of logging yet for this program. So that's okay. So let's push it. And right now, what I want to do is just define the sample and create 2 of those. Right? So 2 of those. And let's say another test section. Bam, section level. And then let's just say yet another test section being used for testing. Bam, bam. And then here I will just use this citation like so. And let's see my program go up in flames while we press F5 to do it with the debugging. Help? Okay, yeah. See the syntax error here, we didn't have the comma here. Okay, so that's quite important. That was quite important. And let's go sample text Json here and output text. Okay. But once again, let's see the program go up in flames. Bam. An integer is required. Got type string. Okay. Because this is yes, like so. Paragraph object is not defined because this is I changed the name. Paragraph. Now it should be defined. Okay, and we are supposed to have some output, which is not correct. So I'll solve this problem. This is possible that when calling the string here, I just don't need to do that, and I can straight up fire the tool. Right argument must be string, not template. Okay. So let's go back to the docs here. Okay, so template string. Okay, I want to be able to get the template string. Okay, so Python template strings, blah 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 blah. The string module provides a template that implements these rules. Method template, string template. Okay, so I can substitute and it performs the substitution, which is correct, and I want to be able to do that. And then I want to be able to get a string. Oh, I think I get it now. Okay. What I do here is that I create substitutions without a single template, but then I am supposed to add those templates together, and so that they create the final string, right? So here, instead of doing that in here, I need to create this template here, and when calling the substitute or save substitute, right? Let's call save substitute. Then the string is created in here, and then I am supposed to add the result string plus equals template, right? And then do this. So just return the result string that is supposed to be formatted correctly. And let's call it once again. Can only concatenate string, not template to string. Okay, because this method returns a string and the template itself is not a string, so that's why we have this problem, I guess. So we need to go just and do it like so, because this will be overwritten by this, right? And right now it should work. And we have a clean output, I don't know why. So let's place some breakpoints here. And let's verify. Okay, if section level equals to... Okay, so why do we have a section level of 0? Is interesting. Let's just debug the program until it works. Okay, so we didn't enter here. So if section level in, and the section level is supposed to be here, but are we iterating correctly? Okay, so once again, let's see what is JSON contents. So JSON contents is a list like this, right? And paragraph object of section level is supposed to be equal to 1. And all of that is strings, so maybe that's why it breaks, because we have some types. Okay, this is kind of weird. Because technically JSON contents... Okay, I get it. I think I understand. Because I'm not iterating over the JSON contents content. Right? Yes. Right now it should work. I think. Possibly it works. Or at least it should. So let's just debug and get this done. Bam, okay. So section level after this should be not empty, but should be 1. And it is. Title should be Section title, why is this not filled? Section name, oh Jesus Christ. New section title. Yeah. Okay, so what is the important part here is that I should enforce the schema a little better. Wait, what happened? Okay, I know. Okay. And what about the rest? Paragraph body is here and citations, they are here as well. Okay, let's just iterate once more and let's see the... Okay. Because I am checking for an integer instead of a string. Makes sense. So the result string okay, this is supposed to work now. And it does. Kind of. Alright. The section body is not correct. The citations are not entirely correct. This is because of the template itself. Because normally this should be like cite. And like so. And this is supposed to be like this. And after this is done, let's verify the template. So section title, section body, and then cite. Okay, section name, section body. Section body is not substitute. So I need to try and fix that. Paragraph body, see? Paragraph body. Okay, so that's why. Paragraph body, and right now this should work flawlessly. Let's just go through with it. Let's save the output. And what we have now is we are missing C. Okay, I need, because this final comma here, or whatever it's called, not semicolon, whatever, is incorrect. So if I am at the last index, at the last iteration, then I'm supposed to not include it. But I can do it kind of differently. So let's, when I format the citations and do it like so, citation string, left strip, and let's just strip it. Let's just strip it this from the left. It's not required. And does this return a new string or not? Let's just verify that. Let's remove all the breakpoints because this works. Let's run it. And the stripping doesn't work. Probably because I need to save it into the citation string. And right now it's supposed to work. But it doesn't. Yes, I do. Or can I supply some kind of argument so that it does it in place? I don't know. Let's just override it. Okay, so let's run it once again. Let's just run it. Let's see the output. The output is correct. We are missing one new line here, so this is supposed to be within. Should be 2 new lines. Perfect. So I think I'm going to finish at this. We have the first working and tested functionality, which reads this information from the JSON schema and transforms this sample content into this LaTeX body. So then after that you can just copy that straight from here and enter this into your LaTeX paper, which I will just show you if this works as intended. So let's see, we have this LaTeX information, and then before the introduction I'll just place this without citations because I don't technically have those. Okay, and this is supposed to create a paper with test section names, right? Test section names here, and it does so successfully. So this is what I want to have, and this is what I programmed today, which once again, if you are not watching this from the beginning to an end, I want to be able to create a scientific writing translator from a specific string schema into a formatted either LaTeX or Markdown content, which will allow me to create 2 separate documents, one for preprint posting and another one for the publishers that that distribute different LaTeX templates. And working within Pandoc is not enough for me, and the Pandoc filters that are created and that are out there, such as Pandoc cross-reference, Pandoc cross-ref, is not enough because it substitutes the string, substitute the references directly into string format, and I don't want that. I want to create a valid LaTeX string which is later on compiled by the LaTeX distribution that I use, and not directly from Markdown to string, which is then put into the LaTeX as a string, right? I want to carry these citations from Markdown kind of format or from my JSON schema format into the LaTeX. So thank you very much for watching this video, this stream, and I would like to encourage you to visit my social media, to visit my Twitch channel, visit my Instagram or Facebook, where I sometimes post relevant information, but most of the time you can find me on Twitch and find me on YouTube here. So be sure to check out other videos and